Yes, yes, yes. We are live once again on the Dynasty Hotseat, the only Dynasty show that is a certified inferno. The boys are back in town. We got some Week 11 previews coming right at you, right after this goddamn awesome intro song. Yes. So excited, as always, to be back on a Thursday with my main man, Paul Pickin. Paul, how are you doing, mate? Great to see you.
Oh, mate, it's so good to be back with you. Yes. My best. Mate, easily the second best day of the week.
Second best day.
Monday night with the guys at the Rewind crew. Thursday night with you. Oh,
yeah.
What dreams are made of.
Absolutely, you are right. There's just no beating it. And we were saying before, this is just two guys chatting shit in a bar. Pretty much, this show. This is, if you're here for serious, statistically based dynasty analysis, you're in the wrong place. This is some fun, people chatting. You might learn a thing or two along the way, but you know, most of the time it's just chatting a bit of shit, which we love. So we got some good topics for you. We got two main ones. Then we are going to get into some starts and sits of the week. I got some hot questions for Paul. Paul's got one for me as well this week. We'll take some fan questions. You're watching right now. Fan questions, get over onto YouTube for that. You cannot ask a fan question on X. Well, you can, but I won't see it. So there's no real point. Get over to YouTube, ask it there. We've already got one locked and loaded, ready for later. So get those rolling in. We will answer as many of them as we can. I think we've answered all of them on every show so far. So we'll certainly get to it. And hey, if you're here for the first time, welcome. It's free to like and subscribe. Why not do that? It doesn't cost you any money. All it is one little click. Super simple. So let's get that out of the way before we get into our main topics. And the first one, Paul, hey, it's actually good news in Dynasty Fantasy Football because we got some people coming back from injury now. It seemed all doom and gloom, right, at the start of the year. But some of these guys coming back. I mean, your beloved Kyler Murray, he came back last week. And now we got potentially two massive difference makers coming back. Namely, Justin Jefferson and Devon. Get the tables, Achane. Both coming back potentially in week number 11. Do you have many shares of either of them, Paul? Are you seeing yourself like Thanos putting that Infinity Stone back in, right? And just being like supercharged, getting these guys back in your team? How are you feeling about it?
I literally have one share of Justin Jefferson. That like it's awful. It's awful. Yeah. I'd love to buy him, but I can't afford him. But I have quite a few of our friend Devon, get the tables. And I'm mega excited about him, like super excited. I just hope that he comes back to the role that he had before.
Yep.
I'm a bit wary about him this week. I don't know about you. Maybe, coming back off the injury, maybe they don't put him straight back in. So I'd be cautious this week. And, in a sense of, I wouldn't be shocked if he finished this week with maybe 5 or 6 points, had a couple of runs, and that's about it. And then next week you see him back to more of a role, So play with caution, if I'm honest, this week.
Yeah, I think that I wouldn't be too shocked to see that if they kind of ease him back in. But I mean, he's the kind of guy that he doesn't actually need a lot of carries anyway. Like we've seen what he can do. Yeah. Like he could just burst off a run and disappear. I mean, this was something, if you've been following the Dynasty Hotseat for a while, nearly every goddamn week during the preseason when we did rookie drafts, every week I said this guy he's not just a fast player. He is Olympic level fast. He's a guy whose personal best in the 200 meters would have put him 5th place in the Olympic final the last time it was ran. Like he is that dude. He is that fast. So even if he is on a bit of a harness, man, he only needs a couple of carries and he can break off that huge 80-yard run, 80-yard run, and just absolutely smash. But you're right. I think you'll see his partner in crime, Bubba Raheem Mostert. He'll be taking most of the carries, and then Devon get the tables. We'll come in, and who knows? Maybe even we'll see some Jeff Wilson, Paul. Right?
Oh, mate, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
That
That would be awesome. I was going to say, he only needs that one play, and they're playing the Raiders, so there could be a chance that he scores 40, 50 points, off like 3 runs, So
yeah, absolutely. And the second guy, Justin Jefferson. I mean, people were kind of worried after Kirk Cousins went down. They were like, maybe Justin Jefferson will just sit out the rest of the season. But I've got Paul. You're a big stats guy. I've got one for you. Do you know that the Vikings had a losing record with Justin Jefferson in the team, and they've not lost since he's been injured?
Well, that's because they got the Dominator. You know what I mean? I mean, did you see that tweet the other day that was like, they actually think that Josh Dobbs is better for the Vikings than Kirk Cousins? And I was like, wow.
I mean, we're really throwing him in the deep end there, but he's been great.
Mate, you can't knock what he did, but I remember him doing this with the Cardinals. Week 1, he looked okay. I think it was week 2 or 3, we absolutely obliterated the Cowboys, and he was had a great role, and then it all went a bit downhill. He, fantasy wise, he's always still quite reliant because he does have that rushing upside and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but as a starting NFL quarterback for your team, I don't think he's better than Captain Kirk, to be honest.
Nah, I don't think he's even particularly close to Kirk Cousins, to be honest. But he's a hell of a lot of fun to watch, and I think Justin Jefferson is he's Justin Jefferson. He will be just fine. He'll get open, he'll get targets. Josh Dobbs is going to think, you know what? I'm just going to throw it to Justin Jefferson and see what happens. And that's a pretty good idea for any quarterback. So I think I wouldn't worry too much about Jefferson. I am a little bit worried about your boy, though, Jordan Addison. I'd be slightly more concerned about him, Paul.
Yeah. He was okay till Jefferson came back, wasn't he? And with Josh Dobbs, I don't think he can maintain a solid role for both of them.
Yeah.
He's not that kind of QB, so yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Can I just quickly
Of course.
There was also going back to Josh Dobbs, there was also a tweet the other day that said, who would have thought how important this would be? Yeah. Josh Dobbs was the Browns' backup QB to start in training camp. Then Cleveland traded him to Arizona. Then the Cardinals have traded him to Minnesota. And now Dobbs is doing well at the Vikings as the starter. And Deshaun Watson has obviously now gone down for the season. And the Browns have got one of the best defenses in the league. And you're like, if only we had a decent QB that we could have started now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead they're starting the rookie this week, aren't they?
Yeah, DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson is an okay sort of quarterback. He was someone, again, during those rookie shows, I was kind of asking people, it's like, why are we talking about Dorian Thompson-Robinson? He had a decent college career, but I think he's obviously very capped at what he can do. Luckily for him, I mean, the Browns, their defense is so good that they're probably going to make the playoffs and do just fine anyway, I would say. But yeah, I just don't.
That's a bold call.
I think so. Yeah. I think they're good enough, on the other side of the ball, that they can just pound the ball, run it a bit. Simple screens, little slants, just keep it simple, kick, just slowly tick the scoreboard over. I think they can still make the playoff. They got a pretty good record now anyway, and I think so. I could see them still squeaking over the line and probably losing in the wild card match, I would just assume. But yeah, Deshaun Watson, he was starting to look a little bit better. Season-ending injury. Can I just say, I know it's cool to hate on Deshaun Watson and all that, right? Guy's obviously a nasty piece of work, not the best human being yet, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. But, people are saying this guy doesn't want to play football. It's like he's not faking it. People are skeptical about the MRI. It's like, well, it clearly shows like he can't play football. He's like, would he break a bone in his shoulder or something? That sounds painful as shit. I wouldn't do anything with that, right?
Yeah, it's mate. People, that's X for you, isn't it? That's X for you. That's the shit that you see on X. Oh, he's definitely faking it. He's mugging him off. He doesn't want to play football and stuff like this. No, he obviously doesn't want to play football. He only turns up to training 5 days a week and turns up to a game on a Sunday and does research and stuff like this. He obviously doesn't want to play. So I'll fake an injury. Imagine, I understand faking a sickness bug to have like a day off work and going, oh, I can't come in today. I'm really sick. But pulling the wool over a NFL franchise by saying, oh yeah, I've broke a bone in my shoulder. Here's a fake picture of it. I'm not coming back the rest of the what I mean?
Deshaun Watson lookalike into the MRI machine with the busted shoulder. Like, come on. Yeah, but he's out for the season. Also sadly for my dynasty teams, my most owned quarterback in Dynasty, Deshaun Watson. My most owned running back in Dynasty, J.K. Dobbins. I've just been crucified this year, Paul. It's just never ending. I'm in a league now where I'm out of IR slots. It's currently being filled up by J.K. Dobbins, Anthony Richardson, Zach Ertz is on there. We've got, I think, Aaron Rodgers is on there. I had Justin Jefferson on there, and now Deshaun Watson is on there as well. Devon Achane as well in that same league. I'll maybe have to post a screenshot of it later. It's one of the most devastating things I've ever seen in any Dynasty team.
Yeah, so I brought it up last week, that Dynasty Heroes League we're in, where I went 3-0, and then since then I've had Achane, Kyron Williams, Anthony Richardson, Kirk Cousins, all these players hit IR. But the reason I'm bringing this one up is because I played you last week, and I didn't even have a QB in a QB spot, and I still beat you.
Yeah, this is the league I am blowing it up, though. I will maintain that.
I'm blowing it up. Yeah, you look.
I am
blowing it up.
I think I sold Dak right before he took off. I thought I had a great deal.
You sold him to my brother, and I got a great deal for him. Now you're looking at it going,
fuck. Yeah. Oh well, fair. Good luck to your brother anyway. He's a good guy. He deserves it. Hopefully,
he's a prick.
But yeah, hopefully everybody watching, your dynasty teams are going to be a whole lot better with these guys coming back from injury. And please remember, if you're watching now over on X or on YouTube, you got a chance to ask me and Paul a question. Drop it into the comment box. Only on YouTube. While you're there, hit that subscribe button as well. That's great, isn't it? And then, we'll get to it later during our hot question segment, where we're going to go on to topic number 2. You know me, Paul. I like to play a game, right? So I've got some stats. You like a stat, but I've got some stats nobody talks about ever, right? No one ever really brings these up. No one ever talks about them. But if you look hard enough, there's maybe some fantasy relevance in there. I'm not really sure. So some of these answers did surprise me. Let's have a look. Question number 1, Paul. Can you tell me, who do you think currently leads the NFL in pass attempts? Not completions, not percentage, none of that. Who's tried to throw the ball the most?
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah.
That's the way we're going with this.
Yeah. This is hard. I'm not expecting you to get any of these.
So I reckon... So it's not going to be somebody that rushes the ball. So it's not going to be somebody like Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. It's not going to be players like that.
Yeah.
And so I reckon, so I'm trying to use a bit of reverse psychology here, okay? So I think the reason you're asking this question is because the answer is a shock.
I was shocked.
Okay, so you're shocked. So it's not Pat Mahomes, because... No. And it's not somebody like Tua Tagovailoa, because
I thought, yep.
So I'm between 2 at the moment.
Okay.
So the 2 I'm thinking is MVP candidate CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Or somebody that you're shocked at that's really high up in the QB rankings, and that's Sam Howell.
One of those is correct.
I'm good at this fucking
So
game.
good job, by
the way. MVP candidate CJ Stroud.
It is MVP candidate Sam Howell, Paul.
Oh, damn it!
Sam Howell, 397 pass attempts from Sam Howell. I mean, that's Eric Bieniemy and nobody else, right? That is Eric Bieniemy written all over that offense. Wow, by the way, what a great job like he's doing turning. Sam Howell is incredibly fantasy relevant right now. Whether he'll have, a job at the end of it, but I think Bieniemy's getting a tune out of the Commanders. It's a shame about the other side of the ball, but I think he's doing a pretty good job there,
Did you see, mate, I think he's doing amazing, but did you see Rich Coulin's tweet earlier that said Sam Howell is just this massive debate at the moment because you either think that Sam Howell is amazing.
Oh, I did see this, yes.
And he's got a job next year and he's ridiculously cheap at the moment, or you think Sam Howell's out of a job next year and you don't know what to do with him and you don't know what to sell him for or anything like that, and it's like, where are you? Where is the fantasy community? Where's these people at with these things? And I love it. I think it's just absolutely spot on. The best way to describe him. If you think he's got a job next year, he's peanuts, Literally, you could go and pick him up for like a late second or a third, And if you don't think he's got a job next year, what the hell do you do with him?
We were in the same situation with Jalen Hurts, and that turned out pretty well. But I'm sure we've been in the same situation with players like Carson Wentz, right?
Hang on. Did you just say we're in the same situation with Jalen Hurts? Are you saying that Sam Howell's going to be a Dynasty QB1 next season?
No, and then I followed up with we were also in the same situation with Carson Wentz.
I tried to jump in just to get you out of context there, Yeah.
Although Carson Wentz, look it up, not as bad for fantasy as people think. Carson Wentz actually did a pretty good job for your fantasy. Too bad he's terrible.
Get off that train,
teams, right? Yeah, I like that train. It's a fun train. Right, next question. Can you tell me which running back has had the longest rush of the season? Not on a punt return, nothing like that. The longest rush of the season.
So I don't think anyone's taken one to the house from like their own 5 or anything like that.
No.
I know Breece Hall had that really long one, didn't he?
Paul, I'm going to stop you there. It's Breece Hall. You're absolutely smashed it.
All right. Yeah! God! I know
83 yards.
Breece Hall went for that. I was going to say, I know he went for the really long one. I was trying to figure out if anyone had a longer one.
Nah, Breece Hall. That was the one he didn't quite make it to the house either, right? He got caught from behind, but I feel like if he made that run now that he's more, match fit, he would take that one to the house now. So yeah, that's an 83-yard rush from Breece Hall there. Paul, you're absolutely on fire. The longest rush of the season. All right, here's another weird one. Which wide receiver has the most rushing yards this year? It's not who you think it is, right? You immediately go to one name. It's not him.
I'm trying to think of what name you think I went to then.
Well, I just assume you immediately go Deebo Samuel because he kind of plays.
No, because he's missed loads. He's missed loads of time.
Yeah, Deebo is second. These two are way ahead. It's Deebo and this other guy.
Man, I'm trying to think who keeps getting the rush. Oh, okay.
And it's quite a lot as well. It is. They've got 150 rushing yards, which is quite good for a wide receiver, that is. And this isn't someone that plays, well, not that I've seen. They don't give him I think this is all on jet sweeps and things like that. There's no they're not running between the tackles really.
I'm trying to think of wide receivers that really get that sort of workload. So I know somebody, but I'm going to be completely wrong with this, but I'm going to say Rondell Moore because I know he does do them sort of jet sweep plays and stuff like that. So I'm just going to go off that basis.
Paul Pickett, you are absolutely right.
Am I?
Yes,
mate. And I was like, he's the only one I can think of.
Yep,
that does that. And I don't know who it is I'm trying to think of, but
Rondale Moore, 150 yards rushing this year. Number 1 in the NFL for a wide receiver. Debo's catching him up, obviously. But
number one in your heart, number one in your home, you know?
Number one, Rondale Moore. Paul, you're absolutely on fire. Let's see if you can get this one. This is the hardest one. Because usually we have a wide receiver, like last year we had Deontay Johnson, right? Who had a ton of yards and no touchdowns. What wide receiver has the most yards without a touchdown this season?
Christian Watson.
Incorrect.
I know he's really shit for touchdowns, isn't he, this year?
Yeah. He's just not got the same amount of yards as it's Demario Douglas has the most yards without a touchdown this year. He's having a pretty good season, Demario. Well, he's not really, but he looks okay in that crappy offense. So yeah, he's number one there. And I suppose the Patriots don't really have many touchdowns at all, so it's going to happen with Demario, right? And last one, Paul. He's got the longest field goal of the year so far. Let's show some love to the kickers.
See, the obvious answer would be Justin Tucker.
It's not Justin Tucker.
So I'm gonna say it's magic. No.
I mean, for that lovely song, I wish it was him. Not Paul. How could you not get it? It's Matt Prater, Paul.
Of course,
62 yards.
Of course it is. We even spoke about it on this fucking show.
I tried to tee you up. I had 2 Cardinals in there as well for you. Try to tee things up. Paul, you absolutely smashed it. I thought that was going to be really difficult. You absolutely smashed that. Bravo. Well done. Bravo. Very well done.
You know what I mean? It's tough.
While you're on a roll, Paul, I think we should get right into who the hell we're going to start and who we're going to, sit or, be cautious about at least this week, right?
Hang on.
What?
How do you know I haven't got a game for you?
Oh, do you have a game for me?
Damn right I do.
Awesome. All right.
It's called Who Am I?
Oh, sign me
Okay.
up. Let's go.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you their yards, their touchdowns, their interceptions.
Yeah.
And you've got to tell me who the QB is. Okay.
Ooh.
So I will say, do you want me to give you their rushing yards and rushing touchdowns as well, or do you just want?
Let's see how I do with the throwing numbers.
Okay.
And we'll go from there.
The first QB, has 1,995 yards. He has 11 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
All right.
Do you want me to give you his fantasy points? Because I've got that here as well. He's got 179.5 fantasy points, and he's averaging 18 points per game.
So they're basically doing okay, right? They're doing all right from what I can tell. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
Do you want the rushing yards?
Yeah, go on then. I think I might know who it is, but go on.
Okay, so the rushing yards, he has 368 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns.
Ooh. Well, that's quite a lot of rushing yards for a quarterback. That's thrown me off a little bit. Hold on, how many touchdowns? 11.
Yeah, 11 passing, 5 rushing.
Oh, is this the pastor himself, Josh Dobbs?
Yes, it is, mate. Yeah, well done.
Yes,
well done.
What an absolute legend.
Okay, let's go to another one.
What are you paying for Josh Dobbs in Dynasty, by the way? Are you throwing out any offers if you need him? Deshaun Watson, let's say he's your QB2, he goes down. You throwing out a second round pick for Josh Dobbs? Can you do that?
Yeah, for his rushing upside and the fact that you can guarantee that he's going to play the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So
I think you're right.
If you're a contender and you've just lost to Deshaun Watson, say for example, then Josh Dobbs is somebody that I'd consider as a rental, you know?
Yep.
So you ready for the next one?
Let's go. Feel free to play along in the comments as well. I know we got some people listening. Feel free to type some answers in the comments if you want to play along too.
So this one has 2,009 yards.
Yeah,
he has 14 touchdowns,
Ooh.
10 interceptions, and he has 160.6 points so far, and he's averaging 17.8 points per game.
Okay. What were Russian numbers like?
So he has sorry, I'm just trying to scroll across. It's 182 rushing yards and 2 rushing touchdowns.
Okay. All sounding a bit like an underperforming Trevor Lawrence to me.
No. Do you want to have another guess?
Go on. What was the passing yards again?
2009.
2009, and touchdowns were
14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
That's a lot of interceptions. And a good bit of rushing, but not huge. Let's go. Nah, I don't think it is him.
Who are you thinking?
Nah, because I think they've got more yards than that. I was thinking, is it Sam Howell? I think Sam Howell's got way more rushing yards than that. I will go.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you where he's sitting at the moment in all the QBs?
Sure. Because
QB 13.
Is it Russell Wilson?
Nope. He's 14, if that helps.
Who is it?
Jordan Love.
Is it Jordan Love? Wow. Well, I mean, I forgot about Jordan Love, to be honest with you, and that's not really a good sign for him. Like, he's starting off so good, though. So many people made some horrible trades for Jordan Love they're going to regret for a while when they bought him at the start of the season. But yeah, he's really plateaued there. But I think they need a bit of a shake up at Green Bay, to be honest. Yeah, Jordan Love. Yeah, nice.
Right. I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
One more, and then next week we'll do running backs.
Love it.
So we'll do one more. So who am I? I have 1,721 passing yards.
Yep.
8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yep.
And he has, wow, is that right? 44 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 103 fantasy points, averaging 11.5 fantasy points per game.
Oh, someone shit. Zach Wilson?
No. One spot ahead of Zach Wilson.
Someone who's doing just absolutely crap, right? Who's worse than Zach Wilson? One spot ahead of Zach Wilson.
He wasn't a starting QB at the start of the season.
Oh, is it? No, that's not. How many passing yards?
1,721. Bearing in mind, that's 300 less than Trevor Lawrence.
He wasn't a starter at the start of the season. I'm trying to rack my mind. That's not enough for it to be like any of these guys who have just jumped in. And I thought, yeah, Zach Wilson was the one guy in my head. I was thinking, tell me the Russian numbers again, Paul. Sorry.
He has 44 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns.
Oh Christ, 44. I'm drawing a complete blank. Put me out of my misery.
Gardner Minshew.
Oh, of course it's Gardner. I didn't realize he's that bad on paper. He seems to be doing an okay job, but I suppose our expectations are a bit lower, right?
Yeah, they are very much so. But yeah, so there's the QBs. Next week, running backs.
I love that. Brilliant. I can't wait already. What a fun game. I'm going to have to study up on my running backs now next week and really impress everybody.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change it to wide receiver, but you don't know.
Nice.
Going to keep you on your toes, mate.
Yeah, you got to do that. Absolutely. Right. Let's roll into these start sits in. I've got an interesting start one because this week the Lions are playing the Bears, and I think if you have the ability to, you should be starting both David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think you start both of them, which is rare to say for running backs, but I think they're both going to absolutely smash.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Don't start one. Start them both.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start them
Because
both.
I think both will finish top 20 running backs, and like one's going to be better than the other, so you don't want to miss out. I think if you have the ability, which quite a few people do, I would imagine, like just the way like things worked out. I think people who have Gibbs maybe went out and bought Montgomery. So yeah, I think if you have the opportunity, go start both.
I love that.
You got and for a sit, this is a guy I'm done with now, Paul. I've given him all the time in the world. Calvin Ridley.
I heard your show this week, mate, and I was like, yeah, you're done. You're done.
I'm done.
You're not even better. If you look on Sleeper, they give like the projected points on there. I was looking at one earlier. He's still like projected like 13 points in one of my leagues, and I'm like,
not happening.
Guys, a Sleeper. Are you watching the same Ridley that we're watching? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening. This is like a disaster. Like after week 1 as well, hopes were up. Like, yeah, I'm done. He's out of all my lineups. Yeah, I just can't have him anymore. So he's out for me until the foreseeable future. So get your money on Ridley having an absolute smash week this week because he's out of all my lineups.
So my start of the week this week is Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. Good decision.
No. So I'm finding it quite difficult to pinpoint somebody as a start of the week.
Yeah.
So it's difficult because I was going to say start any Cowboys players.
Yeah.
They're against the Panthers. I do think I know my co-host Lewis thinks that the Panthers are going to beat the Cowboys. That was
I heard
wild
that this
card
morning.
selection this week. Braver man than I am. And then I was going to say Dalton Schultz for the Texans because they're playing the Cardinals, and we know the Cardinals are just shit. But my start of the week this week is going to be somebody that's put up a massive 0 last week. Ooh. And that is Jahan Dotson.
Yeah. I was surprised he let a goose egg last week. Dotson's a real good player. And as we talked about, Sam Howell's slinging the ball more than anyone else.
Yeah, and they're playing the Giants this week. So,
oh yeah.
So sorry, Matt. All love for the Giants, but yeah, go on, Jahan Dotson. And my sit this week. Okay, sit this week is going to be. I know it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be mate. There's a
lot of good matchups this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of tough matchups this week, isn't there? Yeah. So I'm gonna say a sit this week is going to be Rachaad White. Yeah, I think I said that on the Wildcard Rewind show. Sorry, not the Dynasty, the Rewind show. But I'm still convinced that the Rachaad White's gonna have a tough time against that 49ers team.
He's doing so well, but I still think he's rubbish. I don't know why.
Look, Ali's just popped into the chat, and you're like, Rachaad White, shit, he's shit. I hate the Buccaneers.
He's outperforming his ability, I think, from what I can see. But fair play to him. Fair play. He's doing a really good job. He's way ahead in terms of points scored than I thought he ever would be. But I just can't unsee that. I just don't think he's very good. He's in a great situation. He's making the most of it though. So fair play to him. But yeah, Paul, I can always get behind that as a sit for sure. And that gets us rolling into our hot questions of the week. And Paul, let's kick it off with a question from Phil that Phil dropped at the start of the show. Phil, of course, part of the Wildcard Daddy team, absolute legend. Phil saying, are we dropping our Bengals players for tonight's Thursday night football game against the Ravens? Or do you think they're a play after the Ravens week 10 collapse? What do you think, Paul?
Oh man,
good question.
Do you know what?
Good question, Phil.
I hate Thursday night football because
me too.
It's like, mate, loved it last week. What, Bears versus Panthers? Absolute crap show. None of your players playing. You're not depressed on Friday and Saturday. Now tonight, like my home dynasty league, I've got Joe Burrow and I've got Jamar Chase in that league. You know,
Yeah.
do you know what? I actually think I've got Gus Edwards in a running back spot. So I could wake up tomorrow knowing that it was like 48 all or something. It was an absolute fucking amazing game and everyone's got loads of points. Or I'm waking up tomorrow going, I'm really pissed off because my starting wide receiver and my starting QB had an absolute terrible game. Didn't put up many points and now I'm pissed off. So do you drop them though? So you don't drop Jamar Chase, you don't drop Joe Burrow, do you? You don't drop Lamar Jackson, people like that. You always start your studs. That's why you draft them. You start your studs. I think the Bengals lose, but I think they put up a fight. So I would say play them tonight. I wouldn't play a Bengals tight end.
No, well, God, no. It's so hard. You got to play Jamar Chase. You can't not play Jamar Chase. He's too good, right? You've spent too much capital on him. You got to play him.
Yeah.
T. Higgins, man, that's a tricky one, but he can just explode every now and again, right? T. Higgins, and I mean the Ravens, they're going to want to bounce back, right? They're going to probably play really well. I think you never know. These teams are both so good. It could be a blowout either way. It's so hard to call. I love the game. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and catch the game. I think that'll be amazing to watch. I'm always just a proponent. If you're not sure who to start, just start the better player. Really, like just go for them. Just start them. So if you're in a pinch, if T. Higgins is better than the other receiver, you're not sure about starting, just start T. Higgins. Like I think you're going to feel better about that, like starting T. Higgins and oh no, Demario Douglas went off and I should have started him over T. Higgins. Like you'll feel a lot worse if T. Higgins go off and you start Demario Douglas ahead of him. You're like, why am I so stupid? What was I thinking? Like not starting T. Higgins. So yeah, I think just be prepared to be hurt, but that's fantasy football in an absolute nutshell, isn't it? Just be ready to be hurt at all times. And next up, one from George Play 01. First time question, I think. George, thank you very much. Hopefully you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. George, he says, hey guys, should I drop Fournette for Charbonnet? Now, I can only assume this is a redraft question because both those players will be rostered in Dynasty for sure. No, I don't know. We haven't really seen Fournette. Wait and see. I don't know if Charbonnet is really helping your team out. I would just ride it out. If Fournette's not getting anything at the Bills, this time next week, sure, Charbonnet is probably still going to be there. So then if you want, you can drop him. But I would ride it out. They brought in Lombardi Lenny for a reason. And that's to miss the playoffs if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, listen. So yeah, Fournette is in there. Yeah, just give him a chance. I wouldn't be picking up Charbonnet. Yeah, if this is a dynasty question, why the hell is Charbonnet free? Just for sure pick him up.
This is not a dynasty question. If this was a dynasty question, George Play 01, give up with dynasty, okay? You're not a good dynasty player. If you ask you that question playing dynasty, you're not good. Give it up. Yeah. It's definitely redraft, and I don't know. It's difficult because Fournette's only just joined the Bills, hasn't he? He's only been there, like sort of week to 10 days. He had zero anything last week, so I don't know if maybe they're just molding him in at the moment or what. But if I'm honest, mate, I'd give it the weekend, like you said. If Fournette does nothing this week, mate, then yes, 100%. Because you're going to get points out of Charbonnet and you're going to get nothing out of Fournette. So
yeah, absolutely. And hey, look at this guy in the chat again. The absolute legendary Dynasty Grill himself, Ali Cook. He says, oh, we just talked about this guy as well. Which of these rookie running backs are you most interested in? Zach Charbonnet, Tajay Spears, Roshan Johnson, Kendre Miller, or Keaton Mitchell? Easy answer for me, Paul. I'm Tajay Spears.
100%. 100%. Yeah. Mr. No Achilles.
Yeah. No ACL.
No ACL. Sorry. My bad. But, just know something that everyone else has got. So that's an easy one for us, Tajay Spears. Let's make it a little bit more difficult. Rank them from 1 to 4.
Rank the 5 people from 1 to 4.
Oh yeah, there's 5 in there.
I mean, is Kendra Miller that bad that we don't even rank him? Like, is that? I'm going Tajay number 1, Charbonnet at 2, give me Roshan at 3, and then give me Kendra Miller and Keaton Mitchell. I'll put them in that order. I know Keaton Mitchell's been doing okay, but
what?
Yeah, I'll take Kendra Miller.
I know this is your show, but you can fucking leave, mate. Okay, you can leave. Leave. I'll host this show now. Well, hey guys, welcome to the Dynasty Hotseat. With I'm your new host, Paul. Paul_picking. So it's Tajay Spears. It's Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
It's Keaton Mitchell.
No.
Okay? Yes. 100%. Then it's Roshan Johnson. Then it's Kendra Miller. Okay, Kendra Miller. No running backs. There was no running backs there apart from like somebody who's really shit called Taysom Hill, and he still didn't get the ball. You know. Yep. Okay. Keaton Mitchell has actually been relevant for fantasy the last couple of weeks. Roshan Johnson without Khalil Herbert still couldn't get much done. So you may be excused. There's the door. There's the door. Use it.
I see where you're coming from.
Use it. Use that door, okay?
I'm gonna stick with my original grades from before. I'm gonna stick with that. And yeah, that might be a mistake, but I mean Keaton, I just don't see any long-term chances. These guys probably don't have much of a long-term. The odds on any of these guys outside Charbonnet and Spears being on your roster in 3 years are slim to nothing.
But you know the number 1 defense in the NFL that we were chatting about earlier?
Kansas City Chiefs?
No, the
Browns.
The Cleveland Browns, yeah. Keaton Mitchell went through them like a knife sliding through butter. A hot knife sliding through butter.
He's fast. He's fast. I'll give you that. I might turn it around now. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. I'm probably wrong on that one, but I'll just.
How many touchdowns has he got?
Mitchell, no idea, mate. I have absolutely no clue. Well, we'll flick on to our.
Hang on. I want to see something. So he's got 2.
2.
I'm just intrigued. I'm intrigued by this. How many rushing touchdowns does Bijan Robinson have?
Oh no! Is it
more, the same, or less than Keaton Mitchell that you've just ranked 5th in this list? How many?
Surely more, right?
No, it's exactly the same.
No way.
Yes, they both have 2 rushing touchdowns.
Do you know what? Arthur Smith this week finally played Bijan and used Pitts, and he still lost, and I'm glad because that guy deserves it. He sucked so bad. Like he's just the worst.
Right, I just hope that he goes to like a McDonald's in Atlanta, and then they just throw the food at him and just go get lost.
Well, more on McDonald's later in the sizzle reel. If you want to stick about, if you're watching, we'll see some more about that later. And Phil back in the chat again. Phil saying, this is a great question. How do you value Baker Mayfield in Superflex? Is he a sneaky buy? Our good friend Matt, the weatherman Matt at Matt FF Dynasty, he did offer me Baker in a league for a first-round pick. I told him, you know what, this is probably right to do, but I couldn't bring myself to it. But that's probably what he's worth, right?
Is he the starting QB at Tampa Bay next year?
Yeah, I think so. Unless Tampa, it depends. Like I've said this before, this 2024 class, there's a hell of a lot of quarterbacks. It's a really, really good quarterback class. If they all decide to come out in 24, some of them can come out a bit later in 2025, but you've got, 4, 5, we could see up to 6 quarterbacks go in the first round next year, legitimately. Like there are that many good quarterbacks coming out. So there is a chance that somebody could land in Tampa Bay. I know that Ali was convinced they were going to get Michael Penix Jr. If Michael Penix appears, Baker's away. Like he'll be gone. But odds on, I think, yeah. What are you leaning towards?
Me too. I'm thinking the same. I'm thinking he's starting QB at Tampa next year. So in Superflex, any starting QB for this year and next year is obviously
Yeah.
around the, I wouldn't pay an early first for him, but
No.
if I could buy him for a late first, maybe something like that, then yeah, I don't see a problem in that, to be honest.
Yeah, agree. I only do it if I wasn't absolutely desperate, but I did need a bit of help.
Mate,
Yeah.
mate, it's one of them times we eat broccoli. It's it's good for you, but ultimately it just tastes like shit. And that
a bit of broccoli, charred, bit of harissa over the top, put it in the oven.
no, you're sprinkling too much stuff on there now. I'm just talking about broccoli. Okay?
Just broccoli on its own.
Broccoli, okay? It's you don't want to do it, but you got to, and that's Baker Mayfield, mate. He's kind of like broccoli.
It's my fiance's personal trainer says that it's like if you're hungry and you're thinking about snacking, ask yourself, would you eat a whole broccoli right now? And if the answer is no, don't have a snack. Like that's a good thing for life, right?
It's right,
absolutely.
It's right.
Because the answer is always no. I would not eat a whole broccoli right now. Absolutely not. So I don't know how we got to broccoli from Baker Mayfield. But,
I was just saying, it's trading for Baker Mayfield is like broccoli. Like, you don't want to do it and it makes you feel horrible, but it's about the fair value in it.
I mean, keep trade cut's going to keep trade cut, Paul, right? CJ Stroud is quarterback 3 in a league that has Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, and Josh Allen. Let's remind us, he's ahead of one of them on keep trade cut. He's ahead of Josh Allen now. I mean, the most apt LOL ever at the end of a comment from Ali. I mean, keep trade cut is just the worst. If you're in a league with me and you throw me a keep trade cut calculator as evidence why I should trade with you, just be ready for like a response, because it's a fun thing to look at. It's sometimes maybe helpful, but most of the time it's absolutely useless, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just working out a trade on keep trade cut to send to you now.
Oh,
just because I want to see you. I just want to see you implode, like.
Right, you So you keep working on that if you want. Ali also dropping in saying Rashad White is great, but come on, just he's doing pretty well. I'll have to give him that.
No, keep trade. Like, don't get me wrong, okay? CJ Stroud is flying up boards.
Amazing.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And he looks good. He's playing well. He's going through his reads. He's making the right decisions and stuff like that.
Agreed.
And he's breaking records this year. He's already broke one for the most passing yards in a game and everything like this. Now, when I want to put him up there in the same tier as them top 3 players is when I've seen him do it back-to-back years.
Yeah.
If he continues this the rest of this season and does it all of next season, now 12 months from now we'll be going, do you know what? Legitimately, this guy is awesome.
I have him at a very, I think probably conservative. He's my quarterback 9. I think that's fine. I've got him behind Joe Burrow still. I've got him behind Tua still. I've got him behind Lamar, Anthony Richardson, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Patrick Mahomes. He's got a chance to climb, but I'd much rather conservatively move people up and down than smash people all the way up to 3 and then have to drop them all the way back down to 9 again. I think that's about right. I could see anywhere, 7, 8, 9, that kind of range.
Do you know what? I've just brought up my Dynasty rankings and I haven't done anything with them for a while now. And I'm looking at this, and this was my before the season started. So these are my preseason ones. I had Mahomes, Allen, Hurts as my top 3.
Yeah.
I had Burrow, Jackson, Herbert as my next 3.
Yeah.
And then I went back and found it today because I had 63 comments on this. Everyone telling me how high I was, and you were one of them. because I had Dak Prescott at 7.
Yeah,
Okay.
I probably told that was too high.
Yeah. You're all fucking laughing now, aren't you? And then I've got Fields, Richardson, Murray, and Watson to finish that tier, and then Trevor Lawrence 12, and then CJ Stroud at 13. Now, that was preseason, so straight away now, I'd have him above Watson, Murray, Richardson, and Fields straight away. So
you'd put him over Richardson?
Yes,
I wouldn't,
because Richardson can't avoid contact.
That's true. I think there's more.
So mate, you think
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
You think I'm sat there at 109 in a super flex start of draft. You're sat there at 108, and you go taking Anthony Richardson, and I'm going boom, CJ Stroud, and then by week 3 you're going, has anyone got a QB? Anthony Richardson's out for the season. He's hurt his leg, and I'm going you dickhead.
I just think Richardson. I love Richardson's ceiling is number 1 dynasty player overall. That's what I'm thinking. I'll give him a pass for this year. If he starts getting hurt again next year, then there's a real problem. But I'll give it a pass due to rookie enthusiasm, and hopefully he listens to the Wildcard Rewind, because remember you were saying he needs to watch Lamar Jackson, watch how he falls, watch how he avoids contact. That's what he needs to be studying and looking at, because he's going to just get hurt, right? So yeah, I've got him there, but I think Stroud at 3 is way too high. But man, he's doing great.
You could make a discussion for somewhere in the top 6, but to me, I think the 7 to 10 category is about right.
Yeah, we've got Evan in the chat. Evan, hopefully I'm pronouncing this right. Evan Gittleman. He's saying, Gittleman, welcome, Evan. First time question. Hopefully you've hit that subscribe button already, Evan. These are redraft questions, Paul. So we've got 2 of them coming up. Okay, start 2 of these. Well, it's easy.
Evan,
been through this.
Evan, you should have tuned in about half hour ago, mate, because Mags' sit of the week is Calvin Ridley. So
I'm done. Calvin Ridley's dead to me. I'll just double check though, just in case, because the Steelers are
they're playing the Browns. And D-Hop's playing the Jags.
D-Hop definitely. I'm starting him. Hell, just throw in Jalen Warren. I'm done with Calvin Ridley, man. But that's my personal vendetta, Evan. I wouldn't be too mad. I think D-Hop is the must start out of those 2. Paul, who are you starting out of the other 2?
I think I lean the same way. Yeah. I think I'd start Jalen Warren.
Yeah. And then second one here from Evan. Also, okay. Redraft, remember. Would you trade Saquon for Debo and James Cook? Need a wide receiver 2 since I'm... Yeah, of course. Yeah. Swift, Warren, and Hunt. Yes, I think I would do that trade. Just because the Giants are terrible. They look like they're about to give up. Yeah, I'm not sure Saquon's going to be up for the fight, to be honest. I'm not sure I would be either.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you there. I think Debo adds a lot to your wide receiver room, and I think James Cook adds a little bit extra to your running back room. So, yeah, I think I would as well.
Yeah, I think so in redraft anyway. Question from Hunter Bennett. I think another first-time question. Is it Hunter? Look at this. These guys, they've been listening. Jahan Dodson. Paul, your starter of the week, right?
Yep, start him over Ty Chandler.
Yep, I agree, because it's Dwayne McBride season, and everybody knows it. That's why. I don't think he's been called up for the practice squad yet, Paul. It's absolutely... What's this guy got to do?
You, mate, every taxi squad I've got has got Dwayne McBride on it because of you.
Same.
So
yeah, me too.
I'm hoping for payback to this. Like, it's like the stock market. I've invested in it, and I'm waiting for it to go up now.
And maybe it's like my Kyle Phillips take. Eventually, it all comes around. Eventually, like Kyle Phillips taking off now, man. Leading receiver in the Tennessee Titans last week. Don't you forget it. Let's go. Let's go to Amelia Mackay. Yeah, Amelia. I think this is your first question in here as well. Make sure you've hit the subscribe button. Do you think it's worth holding on to both? These guys, all these guys are like 5 minutes behind us, I feel, right?
No. So I don't think this is a question of do I start them both this week? I think this is a dynasty question. Okay.
Do I hold on to both? Gibbs for sure. You for sure hold on.
100%. If David Montgomery goes off this week, literally go up to whether if you're contending, then I'd probably hold them both for this season because they both could be beneficial to you. If you're not contending, if David Montgomery goes off, then you go to the people that are contending and you just throw them some trade offers and just sort of go, do you want David Montgomery? Hold Jahmyr Gibbs. It's Jameer's backfield next season. David Montgomery's what, 27, 26, 27, maybe a bit older?
26.
So he's 27 next year. It's Jahmyr Gibbs' backfield next year. So hold Jahmyr Gibbs and sell David Montgomery if he has a big week this week.
Yeah, Montgomery is under contract. They don't have a potential out for Montgomery until 2025, I've just seen. So it might be that he is relevant next year as well, but you can just see Gibbs slowly taking over and Montgomery fading more into the background. This is the most you're going to get for David Montgomery, though, right now. So are you wanting to capitalize and cash in on that now, or are you going to ride him out? Because what I wouldn't do is sell him next year, because you may as well keep him at that stage. So I think it's now or never, Amelia. It is peak value now. So yeah, if you're going to sell him, do it now. If you think you can win this year, keep him. Like just keep him. If you think you can win this year, that's always the take I would have. Paul, I'm just seeing the time. I had a hot question for you, but I might save it for next week just based on the time. You got one for me, or do you want to save it for next week?
No, we'll save it for next week, mate.
Let's save it for next week because it's time for my favorite part of the show. It's the time where I show you crap from the internet, right? But we're starting off with
it's the sizzle reel. It's a sizzle reel.
It is a sizzle reel. Crap from the internet, right? The sizzle reel. Paul, I mean, we start off with great news, don't we? Damar Hamlin back on an NFL field. Wonderful, right?
Great news.
Although, was he the 12th man in that play that got blown up? Was that Damar Hamlin? I'm not really sure.
Oh, I don't know.
I think it might have been, but
we'll let him off.
We'll let him off, absolutely. You see this low blow from college football at the weekend, Paul? This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in a football field. Just watch here. This is illegal.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a guy.
You're punching a big fella there as well. That's kind of
brave. Yeah, you're brave, isn't you?
Paul, I'm sure you've seen this. We have raved about the Bijan Robinson camera angles from above. Have you seen that they caught somebody else with one of these?
No.
Please tell me you've not seen this.
I've not seen this.
Oh, Paul, please, can you make sure that your trousers stay fastened during this? Okay. We'll
no guarantees.
Off YouTube.
No guarantees.
Look who it is.
It's a good job. It's a good job I'm in my bedroom, isn't it?
He's back. Look at that. Kyler Murray. How good was it to see him back, Paul?
Oh, mate, so good. So good.
Yeah. He still got it, right?
Yeah, what's even better is Call of Duty came out last week and he still turned up to play. So, you know what I mean? Shows where his commitment is, you know?
Things can only get better, right? Absolutely amazing. Yeah, I love those camera angles. I want to see more of those from around the league. And I think it must just be the Falcons have it, right? I think they're the only team that has it. We see Bijan with it a lot.
Mate, so. Watch it when he runs. His head stays like perfectly still, okay?
Yeah.
But like it's like his head's not attached to his body when he not when he's running like downfield, but his body's moving.
Yeah.
Looks weird.
It's a completely different way of running. They have to train themselves to run a completely different way. Kyler's legit, as we all know. Deion Dawkins, this is how he arrived to Monday Night Football, Paul. What the hell is going on? It's a big boy.
That is a big boy, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that's an interesting choice of attire.
Nice to see the security guard was full on doing his job as well, wasn't
he? I mean, this is where we should have seen, right? Ken Dorsey was going to get fired when he turned up looking like this. This is a guy. They got this guy off the streets, right?
Yeah. He looks like he's got some kind of like meth addiction or something like that, doesn't he?
He does. He might not. He's got plenty of spare time in his hands. Hey, have you seen the new Madden cover dropping? Turnover edition.
Turnover edition. You horrible bastard.
I mean, I'm just so sad to see the Bills doing so badly. I mean, just gutted. Absolutely gutted. I know it is a shame Joe Brady is gone because, look, we miss moments like this. Remember this from last season?
Yeah, that was amazing.
I absolutely loved it. So hopefully whoever it is they get in can recreate this moment.
Yeah, I still love the hand that comes over to cover the camera just so they can't see it.
We spoke about this. McDonald's coming up again. Have you seen what Jameson Williams does to his cheeseburgers? He puts Oreo McFlurry on the cheeseburger, Paul. Your thoughts?
Mate, he needs to be banned again. Just for doing that.
What was the betting ban? 7 games. This is at least an 8-game ban, right?
Yeah, no, that's a lifetime ban.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've seen people do the chips and the ice cream. It's not my thing. I get that a little bit more. I've tried it. It's fine. Not my thing. This can't be good.
What's worse? Okay, what's worse in that picture? Is it the fact that he's put Oreo McFlurry on his burger, or the fact that he's still got the gherkins on it?
I mean, I will not have the good name of gherkins dragged to the mud.
Oh, gherkins. I should have known. I should have known. You know what? I should have known. You're just a prick.
Gherkins are the best burger.
Do you remember the night of the UK FFC, mate? Where we got home at 4:00 in the morning and ordered ordered McDonald's on Uber Eats.
Yeah. 4 a.m. That's London. You can get anything in London. Yeah, that was absolutely great. Yeah, lovely, but yeah,
not burger ever. You know,
I'm not requesting a scoop of Oreo McFlurry in my burger. I'll put it that way. Paul, devastating news for our friend Matt. Michael Carter is a Cardinal.
Hang on, why is that devastating, bro?
Because he wanted him to be a Giant, surely, right?
Yeah, but we have no running backs. Well, we got James Conner, but our backups are just shit. So this guy, you know, he could actually get a role at the Cardinals. He may be fantasy relevant. He could be back in it. Matt, get back on that train. Choo-choo, motherfucker.
Choo-choo, motherfucker. That's right. Yeah, Michael Carter's a good player. He'll be fine at the Cardinals. He'll be a nice compliment to James Conner. I think that's a real nice 1-2 punch for sure. And hey, Kyler Murray, we talked about him. Here he is, returning to State Farm Stadiums. That's good, right?
I can't even look at you. I can't even look at you. I can't even look at you. He's such a sizest bastard.
Have you seen this Bills fan react? And every Bills fan this year.
Rumor has it that's Devon Achane, you know.
Devon,
Devon Achane.
Devon,
the tables.
Absolutely smashing through it. Love it. I mean, I feel like I'm piling on the Bills here, and I intend to because I don't like them. Look at this, Josh Allen, most interceptions in the NFL.
Wow. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
I know, just above Mac Jones, above Jordan Love.
Above
He is still quarterback 1 in fantasy, though, I think, even with those interceptions. So, I mean, Josh Allen, not really up for debate if he's still a high-end elite fantasy option, that's for sure. I mean, he's just the one. Don't have a lot of interceptions. I imagine they'll even it out and they'll be just fine. But it is funny to laugh about while we can. So let's do that. You see Will Smith and Jada appearing for the Seahawks game?
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Absolutely love that. I mean, Tyler Lockett, look at that. That is just exceptional get up from Tyler Lockett there. Love it. Have a look at this. Lad McConkey. Look at this. Absolutely filthy. Right, Lad McConkey, man. Returning to Georgia the last couple of weeks. He's going to be one of the sleepers for next year. Keep an eye out on this guy, Lad McConkey. Excellent route.
And fantasy, the wildcard Devi guys shared that, didn't they?
Shout out Wildcard Devi. Make sure you're following that over there for sure. They're putting out loads of content the last week. You know, get a sneak peek of the 2024 class, of which we'll certainly see Lad McConkey, their elite right runner. Look at this. Just turns him inside out. Beautiful. This guy, I'm excited about this guy. This is a freshman. His name is Tyler Brown. He plays for Clemson, and he does things like this.
Oh, filthy. Filthy.
Yeah. He's been by far and away their best player on offense this year, and he's a true freshman as well. Look out. Like, this guy, if he continues like this, we're going to be talking about Tyler Brown an awful lot. He's a really, really good player. There were some amazing catches this past week in college football. I had to show you a couple. Look at this Dayton Wade catch. He caught that, Paul.
Oh, mate.
That is unbelievable. Like, I had to watch it a few times to even see how he did it. These guys are killing it. Like, really, really great. I've been loving it. If you're listening and you don't watch college football, I couldn't recommend it enough. I've really dove in this year, and it's a lot of work, right? If you're going to put out content about it, if you're going to try and catch all the games, it is a hell of a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun to watch, and you get to see the stars of the future, like Dayton Wade here making absolute amazing plays. And hey, I've got more for you. Look at this. Whoop. Hit that triangle button all the way into the end zone. Beautiful.
What a guy.
Beautiful.
Who doesn't love a hurdle?
Oh, yeah, always. This is just like one of several touchdowns as well here for Oregon State in that game. Absolutely brilliant. Hey, one more college play. You see this from the Washington team? This was intercepted. The Washington defense tries to run it in. What does he do? Drops it.
What?
Yeah. Celebrates, but drops the ball too early, which resulted in a turnover. They lost the ball. Now, the next play, they got a safety, so it didn't really matter too much that they won the game. But this is horrendous, right?
Yeah. And it's not like it's the same color grass, you know what I mean?
He's not even close either. Like, he's 2 yards out. I mean, Jalen Hurts is thinking about the brotherly shove from there, but he's not sure about it, right? It's miles away.
It's the tush push, isn't it? The tush push.
Well, Jason Kelsey calls it the brotherly shove, so I'm going to stick with Big Jason on that one.
Well,
everyone else a tush push, but I'll stick with Mr. Kelsey on that one. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay.
To cycling, you like cycling, Paul?
Yeah, I've seen this video hundreds of times.
This is, I mean, what is this guy doing trying to deliver pizza? Like,
streets closed, pizza boy. Find another way home.
Yeah, this is my injuries piling. This is my IR on every Dynasty team I have, right? Just carnage. Too many people, not enough room.
That's me trying to win the Scott Fish Bowl every year, you know? That's everyone else. That's everyone else. And this is me.
Just getting crushed. I think your boy's on 7 wins in a row in the Scott Fish Bowl, by the way. I think so. I think I'm doing all right. And I lost Anthony Richardson. So I'm doing all right. Might even sneak into the playoffs. I'm not going to win. Kenny Pickett is one of my quarterbacks. I'm not going to win, but I'd like to make the playoffs. That'll be quite nice. Moving on here. This guy getting a personal workout in, and oh God. That's a sore one. That's a sore one. Why do
they do it though? Okay, you know what
right?
I mean? Oh, you know
that was my question to you.
I'm going to do a press up. You know, I'll make this press up even harder if I put fucking 20 kg on my back as well.
Yeah, you get people like this at the gym. Where you're like, what are you doing? Like, they're piling weights onto things that weights don't need to be on, right? And they're always filming themselves as well, like every time. It's you're right, Dick.
I'm not even sorry for you. I'm not even sorry for you.
So context, this is a guy wrapping like boxes, and you know that kind of really hard plastic you get that wraps boxes, but look, he gets his arm trapped. He tries to fix it. And his mate comes to help him. He gets locked in as well. I mean, this is great. I feel like this is this show, Paul. Right?
I feel like that's Barry and Paul Chuckle. You know.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm
Like
stuck.
this.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Come and help me. Yeah, I'm stuck as well.
That's the best one there. Gets him around the neck. That's brilliant. Like, and it's me. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he's certainly he's not helping anyway. That's good. I didn't know it was made like that though as well. That's quite fun to learn. Happy birthday celebrations, Paul. Right? Look at this. Look at this couple. Look, that's absolutely loving life, right? Brilliant.
This show's just gone to a new low. That's what's happened here.
That's quite funny though, isn't it? You ever watch Avatar?
Yeah.
Avatar is just a movie about a guy who betrays his entire planet so he can clap some alien cheeks. Prove me wrong. True, right?
Yeah, it is true. Also, if you watch Titanic backwards, it's about a magical ship that appears from the ocean and picks up people and takes them to shore.
That is true. As someone from Northern Ireland, I never understand why we take so much pride in building the Titanic. By the way, what is that about? Like the shit sank. Like
We built that. We built that.
Yeah, there's like a Titanic museum and like people like makes millions in tourism. It's like it sank. Like we did a shit job. Like it didn't work. But yeah, there you go. Back to the water park. I love these kind of videos here. Look at this guy. Absolutely crushes it. I reckon you could nail a dive, Paul. Right? You're a swimmer, right? You a good diver as well.
Not to that extent, no. But I reckon without the flip, I'd have a good crack.
Yeah, this is very impressive, right? We don't often post a lot of wins on the show, so that's one for sure. Ever use one of these boxing machines?
Yeah, hundreds of times, mate, hundreds of times. And I've definitely tried to kick it as well, you know, and falling on my ass and everything, like, you know.
Headbutt?
No, I've never headbutted it. I'm not an idiot.
This gentleman here just what did he think was going to happen? Oh, just absolutely fantastic. Only a few more people. You ever seen these? What are they called? Like the Wheel of Death?
The Wheel of Death.
You couldn't pay me enough money to go on one of these.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah. No, thank you. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I'm not going anywhere near that.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Oh, that's
I was going to say we've had this one.
That's all the shit I've got. Oh, I think you've got on mute, mate. I can't hear you, sadly. I think you've gone on to mute. But that's all the crap that I've got for you this week, Paul. And let's just have a little look and see if we've got any anything brought back in it. Is it my speaker?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's my headphones just went a bit funny there, Paul. Let me just reconnect them. We've got a few more questions in the chat as well. I mean, one of them, this is just from Michael Sheehan, right? Who should I trade? Laporta, Kincaid, Komet? I have all of them. Need a running back. And I tell you who you don't trade. You don't trade Dalton Kincaid. And you don't trade Sam Laporta. I think you got to trade Cole Komet there. Even though a big Cole Komet guy, those two, Laporta and Kincaid, they're the next 10 years of the tight end position. I think you got to give it to Komet there, right?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an easy one. And final one from Hunter Bernstein. Hunter, hey, how you doing, mate? Hopefully you've hit subscribe already. All these guys in the chat says, hope you all are doing well. Yeah, we are trying to dump Walker. Who shall I look to trade for in PPR? Kenneth Walker, I assume, right? I'm not sure why you're trying to dump Kenneth Walker. I'm not sure. You have any targets that you would try and look for Kenneth Walker? I'm not really sure where he's ranking right now. Let's have a look and see how he's doing. It really does depend where your team is. You should really analyze this, Hunter. If you're still listening,
if you're dynasty,
right?
if you can flip him for wide receiver, then go for it.
Yeah, if you're rebuilding, try and get yourself one of these wide receivers in that sort of tier kind of 2 category. I mean, at the minute at running back this year, Kenneth Walker's running back 7 at the minute this year. So he is doing really well. He's still really young. He's got complete control of that backfield as far as I can see. And Achane it's coming on a little bit, but Walker's clearly the better back. If you want an upgrade at running back, I suppose you could go after like an Achane or a Gibbs using Walker as a trade piece. If you're wanting...
What would you pay on top? A second?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd happily give a second. You probably have to give a first, which I'm not 100% convinced I would do. But yeah, I think you might be able to get on with a second and maybe a little bit extra on top. Wide receiver-wise, I mean, you're not going to get into that top tier. You're not going to crack into the tier below that with St. Brown and AJ and CD Lamb. So you're probably looking at...
In my opinion, you're not getting in the first 4 tiers.
No, I wouldn't say
maybe 5.
You're maybe looking at someone like a Devonta Smith, right?
Would you trade him straight up for Jordan Anderson?
I think I'd take Walker.
It's close though, isn't it? That's sort of where that's about where it is, isn't it?
Yeah. You know? I think you might be able to snag like a T. Higgins, Devonta Smith type player for Kenneth Walker if you're lucky, like a wide receiver. But if you're rebuilding and it's Dynasty, get some goddamn picks. Get some picks for Kenneth Walker, right? I would say that's the best way to do it. Get picks for the running backs for sure. Phil absolutely loving this, by the way. Phil off his treadmill laughing at that. That's good. Thanks, Phil. That's good.
Come and join us, Phil. Come and join us.
Yeah, mate. Open invite. We'll see you soon, Phil. By the way, 10-9, our guy Phil smashing it at the gym. Good on you, mate. Absolutely loving it to see. And then we got 2 from Odie. Hey, Odie, nice to see you, mate. If you've not already hit that subscribe button, he's saying Gus, Jalen Warren, or Zay Flowers. We got to start one of them only. I'm saying, Gus Bus has been smashing it, right? He's been doing well. Let's stick with him, right? He's the hot hand right now, even though he's got Paul's running back 2 in the team beside him. He's doing all right.
You make that sound like he's like my rookie running back 2, but actually we had a shower of shit list of running backs, and he was the second best in that shower of shit list of running backs. Yeah, it's Gus, Zay, Warren for me. Yeah,
I would be inclined to agree. And Paul, that brings us to the end of another really, really fun show. Guys, again, the chat has been absolutely bouncing the last couple of weeks. It's great to have so many questions coming in. Like I've said already, make sure you're hitting subscribe so you can get right back in the chat again next week. We'll be here answering questions for you guys. Absolutely love it. Paul, you want to remind everyone where can they find you before we head off?
At Paul_picking on Twitter, or X, sorry. Or the Wildcard Rewind on Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant show. Make sure you're checking it out. And that brings us to an end of the Week 11 preview. Hopefully we've helped out your teams this week, and hopefully you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next week. We'll be back around the same time every time. Keep it locked on X so you can see when the show is coming out. Make sure you're following Dynasty Hotseat, and go ahead and follow Hotseat Mags as well. Why not? And until then, remember, for anything Dynasty, you need to know, keep it locked on the Certified Inferno. We'll see you next time.